I encourage you all to take your seats. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce the order of the finalist presentations. Okay? So we have Pup and Suds. You go first. I'm not going to say the whole thing. I'm just going to call them aphids. They get to go second. Fit Code, third. New Old Schoolers, fourth. Teamwork Solutions, fifth. Okay, so again, Pup, and Suds. Aphids, Fit Code, New Old Schoolers, Teamwork Solutions is the order of the presentations. Okay? So will Pup and Suds please come down and begin to set themselves up. While they're doing this, what we'll do is we're going to have the judges introduce themselves for this evening.
Hi, my name is Fred Trotter, and I am a data journalist with the DocCraft Journal. Hi, I am Tim Frito, and I am Vice President with CGI Federal.
Hello there, I'm Edwina Mallory, AVP of LITE General IT Health System.
Don't suck up already.
Good afternoon, I'm Brian Richmond. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at the Louisiana Healthcare Quality Forum.
Good afternoon, my name is Angelica Baltazar, Health and Human Services with Esri.
Hi, my name is Chris Dykes. I'm the CIO for the Louisiana Department of Health and Hospitals.
I'm Bill Fitzpatrick. I'm Chairman of Fitzpatrick Associates and also Chairman of Michael Bank Corporation.
Clay Allen, I'm with the investment banking firm of Westlake Securities in Austin. I'm also Chairman of LITE Journal Medical Center.
Thank you very much, judges. I don't envy your task that you have ahead of you. There's some pretty good and interesting solutions that have been created in the last 28 hours. So you're going to have your work cut out for you. All right. With that, Pup and Suds, you guys ready to go? All right. And remember, 2 to 3 is set up. 5-minute presentation, 2 to 3. I'll be doing the timing, and I'll give you the high sign. 2 minutes, 1 minute, and I'll let you know if you go into your Q&A time.
Well, my name is Tyler, and I'm a horrible grandson.
Okay, well, like I said, my name is Tyler, I'm a horrible grandson. And I feel even more horrible after we found out how much a simple phone call can impact the health of my granddad who lives at home. So I have no more excuses after this weekend because I have with me my entire call circle. And so what we've built today, this weekend, is called Gabby. And it's a simple application that allows a group of people to connect to one elderly individual through basically what's known now as dumb phones. Just any phone you can find, it should work fine. So one person who knows how to use a computer can sign up and submit, put their phone number in. Then you add your loved one's name and number. And then what happens is, when you've added your loved one's name and number, you add members to the call circle, and then calls are scheduled and prompted. And what happens is it just goes through the entire loop of the call circle until someone answers. If no one answers, everybody gets a text of shame because it's you should answer the phone if it's your grandmother. So it's a way to sort of bridge the gap between a generation that lives in a very prompted world. Everything that we do is run by email, notifications every which way, and so Grant is oftentimes out of that loop. So what we'll do is go ahead and demo how the app works. We've got my call circle. I would recommend putting your coworkers in the call circles, but we'll do that for today. So what's going to happen is one of these guys will get a call first, and whenever he gets a call, he's got 3 different options. We'll see if we can do it.
Press 1 to call your loved one. Press 2 to receive tone, and then call your loved one. Press 3 to hang up and pass to the next person.
He's gonna go ahead and decline the call, and it'll move down the circle. So it's just calling the next person in line, and then Stuart's gonna get a call, and he'll actually press 2 this time, and he'll get talking points. And talking points are basically just voice to text, or actually the other way around. All right. Well, that's why we did the demo first. So what happens then is the grandma can then connect to the phone call, and what happens is that she sees a phone number that's she's familiar with. It works beautifully. So then, basically, I would get the call. So I'm the grandma. Here we go. It's from Matthew Wiltz. So it recognizes the caller ID, so the grandma doesn't get a strange number, thinking that she's being, going blank here. But anyway. So the other way it works is it goes around. So grandma also gets one single number that she can then call, and everyone else is alerted. So they call that number, everyone else in the call circle gets a call at the same time. First come, first serve, whoever answers gets to connect with grandma, gets the inheritance. If you ignore it, then she can leave a voicemail, and then the voicemail is then a text prompt sent to everybody that gets that voicemail. So it kind of bridges the gap between 911 and Life Alert to just being able to get in touch with people that can help you with other common daily things. So that's our demo. Oh yeah, we'll actually do that, sorry.
You have a minute left.
Okay. Well, while I'm doing this, we can go ahead and get questions. Got it saved on my phone. All right, so we're calling now. These guys will get a phone call. They'll let it ring for 15 seconds, and I'll be able to leave a voicemail.
Just turn it on at the podium.
Both phones are ringing. Both phones are ringing right now, and they.
Okay, leaving a message. So just like the voicemail, these guys will get a text message that sends them a link to where they can listen to the voicemail online on their phone. So, any questions?
Mr. Allen.
I can see the potential to improve grandma's individual happiness, but how does it improve individual health? If grandma needs help, so instead of calling Lifeline, can she start to grow the hours and get somebody trying to do it, or is it only working with grandma directly?
No, so she can call everybody in part of the member of the call circle. But our idea is that there's more to health than just a fall and I can't get up. And the studies that we found were based on social support. They found that there were great increases in mental recall, mobility. They were running tests and they were using phone calls as the variables to run the test of health improvements. So we think that it could definitely increase health.
So in terms of the design, right, it's very,
So in terms of the design, it seems to be very sequential in terms of the calling, right? So Raymond wants to feel good and wants to talk to somebody. The first person says, "Oh, I'm shopping," right? Comes down. The next person says, "Oh, I'm at the movies," right? How does it alert everyone that nobody answered before Raymond's call?
A text message. At the end of the loop, everybody gets a text message that says, "Shame on you."
They get a shameful call.
That's right. That's a text message.
Okay.
Additional questions for the judges?
what about the market potential?
Who's going to pay for this and how much? Well, it's relatively inexpensive. The only thing that we have to pay for is the phone numbers themselves. To get a unique phone number, there's a lower cost. So we imagine there could be a few different stakeholders that pay for it. If studies are showing that it does increase health, then maybe there's insurance providers that will pick it up. But also pharmaceutical companies might be interested because there's also studies that show compliance with taking pills and medication on time and more accurately whenever there's more social engagement and social support.
So therefore, along those lines, can care coordinators get in this loop of the call as well? I know you're bridging the gap between 911 and Lifeline, but you know where aging adults are going, it's more care coordination support. So can they be included in that? Did y'all think about that, or
well,
is this family social deal?
To be frank, the idea was more family oriented. But a care provider, I mean, you could add any phone number to the list. So, but this idea was to almost imagine calling like a prescription. So you would say, you know, a care provider would say, look, why don't you get your family signed up for this, and you'll get call frequency at this kind of schedule, almost like a protocol, to increase all these other benefits. So,
Thank you very much. Will Team Aphids please come on down? You got 2 to 3 minutes to set up.
That podium over there, yeah, this podium, 1 or 2. That's fine. Up in the meeting room. Is it that one? Is this the one you want? Right? This the one you want?
Yeah.
All right.
On right. All the way. Right there. 90. Get to the 90. No, there you go. No, one more over.
Thank you very much.
Right there.
All right, if you'd like to follow James CCF, you'll be able to follow along with the alerts we're sending.
All right, gentlemen, ready? Start your time.
So, James, which stands for Just Another Message Enhanced Server, or service, either, is your eyes and ears when you're at home, or with a few family. And so we're going to go over 3 points, and then there's a summary and questions afterward. Okay, so why is aging in place important? Aging in place is important because it's your house, it's more comfortable, and it's cheaper. Lots of things you can put chains on. So, okay, some things you can put chains on are like refrigerators, motion sensors, TVs, refrigerators even. There's plenty of uses. Okay, so Dale here will talk about how it's set up. So,
Alright, so how we use James, we're gonna put sensors and detectors on household items like refrigerator, or put a motion detector or a camera or a smoke detector. And then we're gonna run it through MQTT. That's all. We're gonna run it through that, and it's gonna go through that. And then if there are any alerts or if anyone's in danger, if it senses any dangers, it's gonna send it to Twitter to alert any family members or friends, or even alert medical. You can alert a doctor and nurse. Code Red is Code Red is what we use to load everything. It's Node.js, JavaScript. So what we did was in the top left, you see total shower temperature. And here, shower temperature goes down to, what it does is it looks at the shower temperature and how long you've been in the shower. And you've been in the shower for a long time and hot. So they tweet to his family and they're going to tweet to his family to check up on him and make sure that he's okay.
now, the scenario is there's an elderly man named Joe, and he's taking a shower. So the shower head has sensors in it, so you can tell that it's on and that it's quite hot. Also, James notices that it's been hot and on for about half an hour, which is quite a long time, and sees that as a danger or a problem, so it uses Twitter to send a message to his family members to say they should probably check on him. And if they don't reply to that or respond at all, after a while it sends it to a personal nurse. And Jean here will talk about our SRE integration.
We use the SRE application use this so we can pinpoint exactly where they are in the address, and we can use the find closest facilities application, a program that can be programmed into it, and we can use it to use it to where if there's an emergency needed, I can calculate the amount of time it takes for the family member to get there and the amount of time it takes for the preferred caretaker to get there. And
vision is to make this available pretty much every home.
Our mission is to empower older people, or people of older age, to live on their own without needing special care.
And our goal is to make this game program more available to everyone and more affordable so that everyone can use it and everyone can be safe.
Any questions?
Hey, yeah, outside. So, out of curiosity, what made you decide to use Twitter or Facebook or a social media platform to do your notifications? What was it?
It was just the easiest, and we didn't have the time and money to make our own app.
Thank you for your honesty. That's a great.
The other question.
That's if I can say, I love the idea. I thought it was a very good idea. I think one thing to think about is it's very reactive.
Very reactive now, right? But you guys are going to be capturing so much data. You know, at some point you'll be able to tell when things ahead of time are occurring and not occurring. So as you think about this and expand this idea, I think it would be very good to go from reactive to proactive, right? Your design is there. Maybe that's just the next thing.
That's one thing. That's one of the goals.
Any other questions from the judges? Okay, we've got a couple down here.
How exactly are the sensors
done? How are they placed, like in the shower, for instance, or wherever else in the house they might be, refrigerator?
How they get placed, so like how we put them in, or like what they do.
What exactly are they?
Or they're basically anything that can connect to Wi-Fi or
So any device, so not something generic, but I guess different products that are in the market already?
yeah. We have
This is a $60 power strip, and it can tell all of these, it can
Okay.
turn on and off. It has Wi-Fi and Ethernet. This is our QCC.
They just plug them in, okay.
So the examples you gave for your sensors, they were parametric. They're on, off, or temperature of the shower. Can you talk a little bit about how the James, assume as a platform, can help to improve health, can help to, aging in place is also about quality of life, it's not just about leaving there. So how are the parameters set for sensors? Who makes the decisions on what sensors are needed? And how do you monetize this? Who pays for it? And why would it be valuable for someone to pay for it?
Well, it depends on why you need the sensors. That could be reasons you get different ones. And the sensors, they are pretty inexpensive, but you need a few.
You want some follow-up? The beauty of this system is it's a visual integration. And Dalen can talk a little bit more about what kind of programming choices you have and the inputs and outputs. But you can tailor it to the specific needs of the individual that is homebound. Because you also have to tailor it to their specific providers and family members. And maybe Jean-David can talk about the kind of choices that we can make on who to notify based on certain things and the escalation.
The integration, we probably basically use the doc wrap program. It will allow us to contact doctors and the doctors of the patients once there is the contact to the family. And the family calls in someone like a nurse to take care of them. And it also, the reason why we haven't added it to the program yet is because it would take too much time to go through 60,000 characteristics. Categories, yeah. Over 60,000.
All right, guys. Sorry. Q&A, wrap it up, yes? You got one more? You want one more?
Just one question real quick. You're using, I guess, telemetry devices to be able to feed this information stream that comes through the program. Have you looked out to see, shower temperature, stuff in telemetry device, all the other things? Have you looked at which telemetry devices are available now that you can take it from?
There is power strip which does use lots of other versions too. One's phones.
Thank you very much. And next up is Fit Code.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, we are fit code. We created a predictive treatment system that basically works from analyzing we have an activity management system. Basically what it does is it keeps track of activities that are related to specific disorders or diseases, and we measure the results of people doing these activities, and based off their results we determine which activities are the most effective for that specific condition. So you can keep track of your performance for all the different activities that we have and see your improvement, track all of that. We've got a data source that we pulled from various places on the internet, and we ask for feedback after every activity. And we allow you to compare your performance anonymously with people in the same age group. We have a thing called health score, generates based off your age and the difficulty of the task you perform and how well you did on the task. For our marketability and profit, we were thinking about doing a monthly membership, maybe market towards nursing homes, offer a discount to get them interested in it, maybe have their residents do like a daily routine or something to keep them sharp mentally and physically. We've got some pretty interesting data generation that can come from these activities, and marketed towards people with aging parents. We'll do a demonstration of the website. All right, this is the home page. You go ahead and log in. Oh yeah, it's agehealthy.net. You guys want to check it out. Most of it's working pretty perfectly. Once you log in, you see that we have recent activities, recommended activities, and frequent activities. The recommended activities are being pulled from the associations that come from the conditions that you see on the screen now. Basically, we have a few links between which conditions go with which activities, and then if you see, we change the conditions, and it actually changes the recommended activities that are listed. And then the recent are just the ones that you did recently, and frequent are the ones that you do the most. We haven't really done a bunch of activities on this specific username, so they look pretty much the same. These are the activities. We have diet, physical, and mental activities that you can go through. Basically, the diet is more like eating tips for specific things. Say you have diabetes, it'll recommend diabetes eating tips, and then we have some exercises. When you click on it, it loads the instructions for the exercise, and we have the ability to program custom feedback for each activity, so you can add multiple feedback questions. So right here we ask, how long did you last jogging in place? We have some instructions on how to do some cardio exercises. We can add things like, did you like this activity, or how would you rate this activity? You know, various feedback mechanisms there. And then we use the Google Graph API and to plot your average response time for some of the activities, and then we have a chart that actually lists all of your results. So if you ever needed to go to the doctor, we could get some really specific results, and you can bring all of them. Say we do like blood pressure or something, blood pressure reading, you can bring all your month's blood pressure readings to the doctor. For the emergency contacts, you can add emergency contact, and if any of your results start to decline drastically, say your mental health is starting to decline, this would actually have a test for it, and it would alert the people you have listed as emergency contacts whenever the results fell too low. That's pretty much all the features of the website that we have right now. Yeah, we have a few ideas for the marketing potential and the money we can do. Contact the doctor's offices and nursing homes. Let's see, I've got some notes. Okay. Oh yeah, from the associations between the activities, we could sell the research for the concentration of diseases. We ask each member where they are in the country, or it's actually cross country, in age. So we can see where you are in the country, how old you are, and what specific conditions you have. So we can build a map of the ages of different people.
You're now in the Q&A time, so if you want to start to take questions.
Q&A.
So one of the things we thought about how to we thought about how to make the website more sticky, right? How to get people to come back.
Yeah, we were thinking about maybe adding sort of gamified aspect to the health score would slowly deteriorate over time if you don't keep coming back, and it'll remind you, hey, you haven't done any exercises, your health score is getting low, that sort of thing.
So one thing to consider, just sure, to take a step further, you might, rather than being a competition with other people of their same age, maybe make it more of a collaborative sort of, what are they doing, we'll work on them, and then maybe look at like an integration with like Fitbit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We actually have notes that we're planning on implementing the biometrics. Yeah, to actually associate with the activities. We'll have activities for different devices. For sure.
On your vocabulary for your disease content.
Yes.
Are you gonna have plans to keep that up to date? Are you updating that disease? Is that included in a subscription? How are you gonna maintain?
For sure, we have to update it pretty frequently. I imagine that was just a preliminary list that we found. We really just wanted to get the framework down, but I imagine we have input from medical researchers and stuff to keep it up to date. Good question.
Any additional questions for the judges? All right, thank you very much. Will New Old Schoolers 3.0 please come down?
We'll get started in a minute, but how y'all doing? Good time? I'd like to hear some good stuff happen. Let's give us a minute.
All right, we will now begin our presentation. Please pay attention to the screen. But what if there was a better way? What if there was a way that you could keep living the way you want, where you want, by getting wise about your health? Recognizing that we need reminders to take our medicines and our tests, that we need tools to connect with your doctors, and we need ways to be able to connect with our loved ones so they can stay connected with us. That's why we need to get wise. WISE stands for Watch Your Health in Your Home, Stay Connected Easily. WISE is a notification and tracking system for medications, tests, and communications with families, friends, and providers. Now, that may not sound like a new concept, but we are taking a brand new approach to this idea to really help seniors benefit from technology. Because the reality is that 80% of today's seniors don't have a smartphone or tablet. So how do we get seniors to use technology? The reality is that many don't want to use technology, many don't know how to use technology, many can't use technology because of physical limitations. But what if we could have a low-touch, easy-to-use system that can help them be able to live healthier and live happier, enable them to live wise? So what is WISE today? What is it that we were able to accomplish in the last 27 and a half hours? It's a system that combines LITE-based reminders with Connect motion tracking and gesture control, plug-and-play telemetry, and a portal for scheduling and tracking notifications. Together, these systems can help seniors live healthier longer where they want to live. With that, I'll pass the mic over to Bob Miller for a demonstration of what we've got.
So what I'm holding here is the app running on a little Windows Pro tablet. We integrate with a Xbox Connect device because we do not just motion tracking, because motion tracking can be pets or anything running in front of the cameras, but we use body skeletal recognition to use Microsoft Connect. So we actually go to a human being that's moving around the room. And we use that as a trigger to put an event in the patient record that says there's been activity of a person in the house. So the reason you do that is because right now a great many kids call their parents today, every other day to make sure they're all right. Well, in this case, it's a no-touch system for being able to tell that the parent or the person in the house is actually being active. You see on the screen right here, we've got an event up right now because one of the features you can do is add an event that lets you notify them to take their medicine. So in the case of this, we have Philips Hue lights that are at the end of the walkway right here. And as this alert matures, they'll start changing color. And they change color to start notifying the person in the house that there's an event. They'll look on the screen and see what it is that they're supposed to be doing. So using everyday household mechanisms like LAMP, we're able to deliver information to them in really a no-touch sort of way. So at the point that they see the flashing of lights or the changing of the colors of the lights, then they'll be able to come and actually hit the button and say, okay, I'll take my medicine, and then the alert will die off and give it back to the light. So it's really simple. It's just nothing more than punching the button and dismissing that particular event. There's a portal up there right now. So you can see events up there that are motion detection events. There are I'm taking my meds, anything that are related to health and activity. We can trigger it on multiple different types of events.
And another important factor of technology is that these light bulbs can be paired together, so that there be a light bulb both at the senior's home as well as at their child's home, so that the child can have a way of being able to track, or the adult child, to be able to track the health of their parents in an ambient kind of way. This also allows us to be able to have seniors get notification and interface with the system without having to have a smartphone, without having to have any sort of device, and to barely even have to touch that any device even to begin with.
Okay. You go over the temperature. Oh, yeah, we got a little active, so it's a little more active than you would do. It usually just stays red, gently phase off, but we knew that wasn't going to be good enough for here, so we wanted to try to step it up just a little bit. So. All right, the type of tech we used on the left side, we used Philips Hue with there's software development kit. Rad Studio was the development environment that they used for the kit for the app on the devices. Windows SQL Server, the Connect, Visual Studio, Better Choice Framework. This is from our project on PlayGauge. We used the rules-based engine out of that. Azure, we also reused our Withings interface, so we can use the weight scales that we did in our first project to actually trigger an event. If the mom gets on the scale and they're 10 pounds less than they were, you can trigger that event and there would be a notification back to the system.
And so what's working today is the ability to schedule notifications, trigger actions on the Hue, trigger messages on the tablet, capture the response on that tablet, detect the motion data with Connect, input telemetry data from devices like the scale, aggregate that data to a portal, and be able to push that data out to health. That's what we were able to get accomplished over the last day. But what can WISE be tomorrow? We believe there's a lot more what this can be. Right now, this is a low-touch interface. We believe there's the potential to get to a no-touch interface. One example of that is PillPack. It's a technology, not a technology, but it's pills in little packs So imagine you rip off a pack, you hold it up to the Kinect, it reads the barcode, and you're able to run. There is also be able to use reminders for other types of systems, even outside of our own system. The ability to integrate with other devices like the Google Chromecast that can turn on your TV and be able to put the message that was on the tablet on the television. Communication with your care circle. LITE is a fun little idea of a consumer product that would integrate this all together. Low-touch interface, first medical application with Philips Hue. The market potential is not just the seniors, but their kids, because they're the ones who are going to be really engaging with the system. So with that, we'll take questions and answers.
So, helping it, the LITE, what, it notifies, the bulb notifies?
Yeah, so the basic use case is you're able to program reminders for medication, take our test, whatever. The light starts flashing slowly and starts speeding up over time in a living room, for example. When it reaches past the point of you're supposed to have taken your test now, now it starts blinking rather aggressively, both the light bulb in the senior's home as well as the light bulb in the child or the caretaker's home as well.
Yeah, just to let you know that, I mean, that goes in any standard lamp. So that's not a weird lamp that you could go in any lamp. It's a Wi-Fi enabled light bulb. So it works over a local area network. It's Wi-Fi.
So, this might be, so what if the elderly person is visually impaired?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't, in our 28 hours, we didn't have time to do the audio, but we do, the Connect has to be able to do.
What are the other sensors, I guess,
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
What are the other sensors that you would utilize, given that elderly people did have, that the all-time room?
Yeah, we didn't have enough time to get the Connect, but it's speech recognition capable, so we can have vocal commands. It also has gesture capabilities, so without having to touch it at all, they can just wave at it and do it. So,
and that's the input. The notification can be audio from speakers, also a vibrating device they can have in their pocket, a very small one. We looked for some. There wasn't quite anything that was programmable on the market. Yeah. Also, these can be like 60 million different colors. So if they're visually impaired from a colorblind perspective, you can tune it to use the colors that they can see versus the ones that they're not able to see.
So let's talk about, move off the technical and talk about the human aspect of using the information that's collected. So as opposed to just using the adult child as the, the overseer, the monitor pills or not, I saw you had an integration with Health Vault that you were able to accomplish. How does the care provider be able to access the rich information of the daily activities and how mom is doing, so that they can coordinate with the adult children and make sure that that care is there and the elderly person is in optimal condition?
Yeah, and that's the way we do it. Since we work with and integrate with Health Vault, so we can get vital statistics like the blood pressure cuff. We're able to integrate with the blood pressure cuff and the weight scales. So we can get things like weight, blood pressure, and then the pill, obviously, the pill taking is a part of that. But any wireless, it's really a platform. So any wireless telemetry device that you feel like is a benefit from a caretaker standpoint, you could easily integrate with the package because it's a Windows Pro. It's a $200 Windows Pro, full Pro desktop. So it's a good, solid platform for being able to integrate it in.
The providers will be able to access the data through the portal that we showed, or through the Health Vault integration, where we would be able to then have the user give permission to that provider for them to be able to access that particular data through Health Vault.
We have time for one more question.
Just around cost. Did y'all talk about cost? What is the cost?
Yeah, we can. I mean, even at today's price, which all the things that we're looking at right here are on a downward spiral as far as cost goes. Those Philips, the whole Philips system and that little tablet, you're looking at about $500–600 total. And so, if you integrate lighting scales and other things, you have that cost. But when you really look at that, the economics are, if you keep someone out of a nursing home or out of an emergency room, by being able to keep tabs on them, that pays for itself in less than a month. So.
That annual cost?
No, that's just a non-recurring one-time fee. Now, the business opportunity is to have a subscription, being $10 a month for the family members, and that would be the difference.
The goal is to ultimately get it where it's a kit in a box. When a kit shows up, it's got everything in it. You're paying something up front for that, but something less than what the ultimate cost is because you're signing up to a subscription fee on that. We believe that because of the significant cost avoidance potential of a system like this, and just the sense of assurance of that connection that can happen, that's going to be something that people will be able to justify. And once we're able to show actual medical benefits, now it's something that has the potential for reimbursement as well. So we're really excited about this as a system that can really enable people to get older and wiser at the same time.
Thank you very much. You guys ready to come on down and set up? The final team this afternoon is Teamwork Solution.
Bless you. You guys ready? All right, you guys got about 15 seconds to finish your setup.
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm with the Teamwork Solutions Group. And staying within the theme of aging in place and the Internet of Things, we decided that we could have a little fun and try to implement some creative solutions with low-cost sensors to collect high-value data from intelligent devices. We decided our mission would be to utilize the Internet of Things to integrate the environmental, medical, and social while improving the quality of life by creating a centralized, at-home, responsive environment. We call it the CARE system. The central at-home portion consists of a low-cost, wall-mounted Android tablet that can deliver notifications and reminders based on the sensor data that we collect throughout the home. We have an example of the interface that would be on the kiosk, and it's very easy to use, very touch-free almost, where family and friends can use the latest in peer-to-peer technologies that provide video chat capabilities for free through a patient or through a peer-to-peer network through your browser. Right now we have a couple of people in the audience that are on our team that are using either mobile tablets or laptops to join into the meeting. So this is what it would look like basically. Alerts pop up, they don't require any interaction. Family and friends. So I just let my video screen disappeared, and if, for instance, the doctor right on her computer or telephone, they can just exit and enter at will, where the elderly in the house do not have to do anything in order to receive a message or a communication from someone. It could be even used as a security monitoring system. As a matter of fact, this whole system, across all three of the facets that we provide, is about the same price or cheaper, including sensors and everything, than a standard security monitoring system that doesn't provide video chat. As far as the responsive environmental portion of the presentation, I'm going to introduce Blake Lemoyne, who is the sensor and intelligent data analysis guy.
Hello. Yes. Not only will this system provide video chat integration with your doctor and your social community, your house becomes partially a caretaker of you. You have sensors throughout the house that track behavior patterns and aberrations in those behavior patterns. Long-range RFID can be enabled on trash cans, RFID tags on groceries, scan when you go in, and a grocery shopping service picks up whatever you use this week. Also, you can eat the cookies, doctors might get a note. And what this big gadget spread across the chairs is a motion detector. And quick point of note, as Mr. Bob pointed out, yes, it could potentially be a cat. Cats move different than humans. This learns how I move, and that's what it's been doing for the last 2 minutes. Now, if I start stumbling, moving erratically, changing my patterns, it notices. And since this system here, an alert, radio frequency transmission. If I go through a life change and my movement patterns change permanently, it reacclimates to my new normal. And studies at universities like Stanford, Berkeley, and MIT have shown that simple analytic systems like this can enable preventative and prescriptive medicine that can save money, lives, and improve the quality of life. For instance, if someone starts walking with an irregular gait, they might need a knee brace. 30% of knee surgeries prevented with systems like this. And this is just what we mocked up in 26 hours. And this is all live. This is all moving right now. Where we go with next, Casey's got that.
So we're looking to provide this as a subscription-based service. It'll be a patient-centered, custom-tailored approach depending on what their needs are and on their biometrics, their specific, whether it's, what are some examples, Blake? We've got pillbox monitors.
Oh yeah, we have one plugged in right here.
The trash
the pills.
monitoring. You can monitor your weight and how many times a day you use the restroom through your toilet seat.
Incorporate biometric wristbands, accelerometers. You get even more precise data across all kinds of fields.
And these are all very, very affordable, very common sensor types. You don't need any high-end electronics or stereo cameras to do the
This
analysis.
system costs less than $40, and you and yourself price this.
So it's affordable. It's about the same price as a security system. You still get the security monitoring benefits if you're the family or the doctor, except you also have the additional benefits of being able to get two-way live video chats, notifications about when the trash can is too heavy for someone to pick up, or whenever there's 6 or 10 grocery items in the notifications can go straight to the family member or the care card. Any questions?
Speak a little more about the technical merit of what you've done, how you're integrating, how you're collecting the data, how you're organizing that data for reporting, how you ultimately create valuable intel on the evolving physical condition of someone elderly that allow their caregivers, whether their family or the professional healthcare providers, to enhance their quality of life.
Certainly. This right here is an Arduino Uno. It's collecting the data, timing it, and measuring how quickly someone transfers from one sensor to another. The entirety of that data is streamed to the central node, but in addition to that, the Arduino itself keeps a model of how the resident moves. Right here. Now the model we have here is rather simple. How fast and how regularly. Do they pace? Do they move in bursts? Or do they walk smooth? That's all this one is getting. But you can also, with the 9-axis accelerometer, wobble. They pace, circle, spin around. All of that could theoretically both be gathered locally with analytics, summarized, and streamed to a HIPAA-compliant data center in the cloud.
Additional questions for the judges? Thank you very much.
that's our last presentation. So with that, what we're going to do is the judges are filling out their scoring sheets. I'll collect those in a minute from the judges. And then we're going to go away and start our deliberations as judges as to who's going to win what prizes. So for you in the audience, know there's a grand prize out there. That is a $10,000 cash prize this year. Okay. In addition, there is a $2,500 student prize. There's a new junior coder division prize, which we're going to announce, which is $1,500. A junior coder means it's high school or less. We also have a prize from Esri as the best use of Esri's product, and we also have a prize from DocGraph Journal as best use of data. Finally, there is the opportunity to win space in the Switch, which is our local incubator, and Anna Ruth PR is going to be giving away 3 PR communication packages to these companies. So come back here at 5 o'clock. There's going to be drinks, refreshments, food, and then around 5:30 or 6 we'll start our final presentation. Thank you.